Hey everyone. Well, if you can't see my face, I apologize for that. But I thought I just kind of want to say something a little bit as quickly as I can, seeing as though I'm probably about not even that long away. Like I was saying, even though I'm not that long away from my mom showing up from work. But I thought I'd kind of say something that, you know, I'm going to try to do this in a very serious way, at least in a way that you guys can understand. You know, there's a lot of sites out there, and you know, a lot of artistic sites, whether it's about whether it's to allow you to apply your fan fiction right, typing up stories, craft, or displaying your fan art, or both, or displaying both. There's always a fascination with certain stories, certain artwork, and the hopes that it'll continue in a direction that obviously, from what the viewer is looking at or reading, will go, obviously feel could go in that direction. What I'm talking about is when a writer or an artist writes a story or draws a series of pictures, whether it's like a little web comic or something, and they involve a character, and in the case of this genre, a female character. When they write about or draw that female character in this genre, they're always hoping for more to happen, and especially when you add in another female character that also becomes part of this genre as well. What I'm talking about is either it's for a one-time only deal, one-shot only deal in a web comic or a comic or just a series of pictures, or is it a one-shot deal in fan fiction stories, or it's something just original, it's your own creation, you want to do a series of it. There's always this feeling from the viewers and the readers of your stuff that, you know, there's always this feeling and hope that you're going to go in a direction that they're hoping you go in. For example, there's a few people that I've read stories off of and I've seen pictures off of where they've basically given established characters or well-known characters in one-shot deals the power for one-shot deals, if you would, become like liquid slime creatures or liquid slime girls or whatever you want to call them. And basically by doing so, when they do it, by doing so, not only do they give them that opportunity, and let's say they write a story of how they become that way, or they do like a little series of drawings of how they become that way, like I said, like a little comic, web comic. You know, fans always want to see not the fans, but fans, because the fans of the reading the stuff and all that, but basically the readers or the viewers, when they see this, they hope to see more. You know, if the female character, even if it's for one shot, has the ability, or is turned into a liquid slime girl, something like that, temporarily, and they have the power to basically blend in with any liquid, or in the more popular cases, be able to shapeshift. People want to see that. They want to see that happen, and they hope that in some ways it goes in that direction. And I'm kind of like one of those fans. You know, I hope sometimes that the artist or the writer takes it in that direction. You know, for example, there's one artist that does a series of web comics, or little comic strips, varies in different pages. Basically, it's basically a little web comic that they work on, and they work on these different web comics. And in recent months, they've basically been working on turning their human characters into female slime girl characters. And one of the things that they've done, not once but twice, with the two original characters, not only have they turned the two original characters, not once but twice into slime girls, liquid shape-shifting girls, if you will. But they've always ended it by doing what pretty much they expect the viewer would hope they would do, and that's merge the two into one. That's right, they basically fuse them, if you will, or merge them together into one individual, into one slime girl or liquid girl or whatever you want to call her. And the viewer or the reader, they get a kick out of that, because they're like, oh man, what would it be like if they could do that? What would their name be, and like who would be in control, or would they both their minds be combined as one, and they have a new identity until they separate, or something like that. And again, this artist has done this not once but twice, and recently took two new original characters of theirs and did the same thing over again. And I commented on it, and I commented saying, do I see something like I basically asked the question, do I see a merger coming? And the artist basically said no. But to me, even though they said no, I look at it like it's still possible. It's still a possibility, because they might change their minds down the line. And and it's not just them either. It's like I said, it's you look at fan fiction, people that do fan fiction writing, and they do the same thing with stories as well. They do the same thing with stories, and there's this like one shot, or I guess, right now I guess it's like a one shot fan fiction dealing with Nami and Nico, or whatever her name is, from One Piece. And basically, I think it's Nico, like Nico Robin or something like that. Basically, the story involves her gaining the powers to become liquid, be able to melt down into a puddle, shapeshift if she wants to. And in the story, Nami comes in, sees that her friend has already obtained his power, sees her friend just as a melted puddle, or melted, basically as a tub full of melted goo, and she steps into her, and basically she too, I guess, has gained that same power, melts into her as well, basically melts into her alongside, melts right into her, and basically, according to the story, after a while, all of a sudden, this one big human mass starts to form, and it's both Nico and Nami basically merged together as one. And they had come up with a new name, or something like that. Nami Nico, I think, or something. And again, I don't know if it's one shot or it's going to be continued, but obviously, the person that wrote this knew that fans would probably want to see something like that. And when they were coming up with the ideas, they pretty much figured, why not give the fans that in exchange? Because it's something that, let's be honest, when you take a look at the anime, probably wouldn't happen in the anime show. Now, I could be wrong, but it doesn't look like it would. I mean, and again, speaking of a character like Nami from One Piece, there's one person that does almost like pixelated art, if you will. Like, it's like they basically got like a faraway version of the artwork, and then in that same picture they got an up close version of the artwork. And this artist basically had Nami eat one of the devil fruits, if you will, but this devil fruit basically allowed her to gain the powers of a slime girl. Basically, she melted down and then reemerged as a slime girl. And some people were already throwing out ideas like, oh, she could shapeshift into different items. Basically, she could melt down and separate and shapeshift into different items, have herself sold off as different golden items or something like that. And again, it's not the fact that this person's probably a fan of this genre as well, but it's also the fact that they know fans want to see something like that because wouldn't be possible in the actual anime or manga, as far as they know. And then, like I said, again, there's the artists. There's some artists that have established original characters that are like that, and they try to give them a backstory, origin, and sometimes they just say here's the character and here's what they are. There's this one person that has this character. She's basically some people have dubbed her like a Jessica Rabbit, like Red Slime Girl, original character. This person has an original character. She's like I said, some have dubbed her like a Jessica Rabbit Slime Girl, even though this artist's original character. And this artist, basically, from what I understand, is very, very careful about who he lets his character, whether he's doing the artwork or somebody else is doing the artwork, who he lets his character, I guess you could say, merge with. Now, he's done an artwork where he's had her merge with one character, and then another artist who's sort of into the same situation as him and sort of has a similar character like his, basically, and the artist did this with the same character, and not just this other guy's character, but two other characters as well, from different people. Basically, this artist did a series, I think a 4-page series, a 4-page mini comic series where his character, which is sort of like a silver-like slime girl, something like that, original character, fuses with all these other artists' original slime girl characters, including the one I was talking about as well, because like I said, the one I was talking about, as I was saying, he's very careful about who he allows to have his character fused with. And this other artist basically took it upon himself, I guess with the permission, to do just that, just to fuse them together as one. And it's basically, the character has the traits, has like the outline traits of his character, the colored eyes of his character, of their character, and so on and so forth. That's basically what he's done for about 4 pages. And again, it's just something that fascinates a lot of people. And, like I said, when they see other fan writers or artists doing this, doing these kind of pictures or storylines, and they pretty much say, well, is that it? When it comes to an end, they always hope for more. They always want to see more. They want to see it taken to that next level, taken to that next level, at least into the direction they're hoping it would be taken into. That is why you always have people always ask, hey, is there going to be a merger or something? Or, if it's just one individual character, it's like, oh, can we see them shapeshift into different inanimate objects or something like that? It's always something that they hope to see, because they look at the character, whether it's through the fan art that displays who the character is or the fan fiction story. They always hope to see or read about more. They always hope and read it to see if any more will happen. There's a story that was on some Yahoo groups. It's on some Yahoo groups, and I'm not going to say what they are. But there's a story about, at the ending of one of these stories, you have 2 human girls obtain this power of melting and shape-shifting and whatever. And basically the woman that gives them this power, basically, I guess you could say, commands them, or mentally commands them to become the vehicle that's going to take her into the city and to her destination. And basically both girls end up merging together into this vehicle, into this, I guess it was described as a Harley Davidson motorcycle, and both their names ended up being combined into one big name. So, again, like I said, this is just something that a lot of fans are always hoping for. They always do. I mean, it has been done in some ways in animation and in the live action in the past, but not as much. You know, like this Silver Surfer, for example, in Learning Curve Part 2. And what happened to the female captain in her second in command, I guess you could say. They ended up being brought together as you know, as part of this green slime or whatever. And basically they become one. They become a Silver Surfer, but intertwined to the point that the other, that those that came before them that could turn into the same kind of thing is beckoning them forward to join with them, to become one with them, and they do. With them, you know, like to become one with them, and they do. And to me, it's like I said, this is one of those rare occasions that it happens. You know, so, but you know, this is where fan art. This is where fan art and fan fiction comes into play, because when people see this in fan art and fan fiction, they always hope that the artist or the writer can take it to that next level, take it to that next direction. You know, they hope to see maybe the two characters fused together as one, or they hope to see the characters shapeshift into different inanimate objects or people. You know, they hope to see that. And again, there's been other examples in media, like Ink in Batman Beyond is a good example. You know, so they always hope to see this, and that is why, this being a bit of a message to those that do this kind of stuff, this is why people always ask you the question, are we going to see more? Are we going to see the characters shapeshift? Are we going to see the characters merge and fuse together? Because they hope to see it. They want to see it happen. They hope to see it happen. And they're trying to encourage you to try to do that. Whether you say it's not going to happen or not, they want you to at least try. So, you know, that's all I'm going to say. So in closing, you know, it's just something that, you know, fans of other fans' work, whether it's fan artwork or writing, they want to see it. They want to see it they want to see them take it to that next level, that next direction. So that's all I'm going to say on it. Comment below if you like. I'll talk to y'all later. I will post this link-wise on DeviantArt and Verviniant. Hopefully it gets the message across. God bless. Take care.